back to the Sunday matinee at Madison Square Garden, the Rangers and the Edmonton Oilers, and closed captioning is brought to you by New York Lottery. Get the feeling, play Powerball from the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. And our goaltending matchups brought to you by IOTV. IOTV brings you the best HD experience free. And Nikolai Hobbybullin, who won a Stanley Cup with John Tortorella in Tampa in 2004. He had won his first 2 starts and has lost 9 of his last 11 for the Edmonton Oilers. And meanwhile, for the Rangers, Marty Biron back in the net, where he is 0-5 in his career against the Edmonton Oilers. Something to keep in mind for today.
Yeah, there's the head coach, Tom Rennie, makes his return to Madison Square Garden. Now, John, when I talked to him last night, I asked him about coming back here, and he says, I'm so happy that this is an afternoon game. He says, I'm already having trouble emotionally thinking about this game. That's what being part of the Ranger organization meant to Tom.
Yeah, he talked about it in the pregame as well with the writers, and even in his interview with Al before the game, you can hear the emotion in his voice, and certainly Tom Rennie, it's a special day for him. The lineups are brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Meanwhile, look for the Rangers to come out very physically, to play hard. This is not a very physical Edmonton Oilers team.
Here's a 3-on-1 opportunity, though, off of Karam, and good play in front, good back check by Ryan Callahan with Mark Stahl in front as well, and that thwarted the first opportunity of the game.
That's a youthful mistake for Taylor Hall. That's a 3-on-1 with a wonderful opportunity to shoot the puck. Taylor Hall, being unselfish, tried to set up a teammate. It turned into no shot on goal.
27 is Dustin Penner for the Edmonton Oilers. He battles with Steve Eminger, who's on defense for the Rangers, alongside Michael Del Zotto. Cross ice it goes, and now deep for Penner. Andrew Cogliano, number 13, has the puck. Right side. Throws it back behind the net. Del Zotto after it. Down is Ladislav Schmidt from his left defensive position. He takes a bump from Del Zotto. And the Rangers will start out of the zone with Marian Gaborik, playing his second game since coming back from the injury. Gaborik works his way in left side. The backhand shot is stopped in front. Rebound by Christensen. The red light went on, but the Rangers continue to dig at the puck. It was on the back of the net and not in it. Goal judge mistaken. Christensen back in front. He scores! So persistence pays off for Eric Christensen. At a minute 35 in, it's 1-0 Rangers.
Well, this all starts with Marian Gaborik. What a move he makes right here. The defenseman falls down because of the movement. How about another one? And now another one, and the shot. And then away they go. I thought that one was in also. The red light went on, but it was on the back of the net. But the Rangers stay with it. There comes the forecheck, and Gaborik finishes things off with his first of the year.
So I stand corrected. Marian Gaborik at the side of the net is the one who puts it in, and the Rangers have a 1-0 lead early on.
He deserved it with all the work he did from the neutral zone to the blue line, the moves, the shots. Great work to make it 1-0.
And that's the start that John Tortorella talked about before the game when he said he was worried about where this game was going and how he wanted his team to be physical and hard on the puck early, and they get the reward early on.
Well, they had a meeting last night about this game, and here comes Gaborik. I think he's feeling pretty good. That great move. One more around Dustin Penner, who was fishing for the puck. And then give Hobbybullin credit. He made a good save. And then Gaborik, fighting, working to get the puck. And then does this and is able to slip it through the legs of Hobbybullin. That's the kind of start John Tortorella was looking for.
First goal of the season for Gaborik has given the Rangers a 1-0 lead. Rangers have what John Tortorella called his best line start to finish on Thursday night. It's Brian Boyle centering Ruslan Fedotenko and Brandon Prust on the ice. Matt Gilroy back for it. Number 14, Jordan Eberle for the Edmonton Oilers. Behind the net as well, Steve McIntyre. Out to the point, now right side it goes for Ryan Whitney toward the net. And that one all the way through.
Keep an eye on McIntyre and Bugard in this game. You keep an eye on them, all right?
From a distance.
Oh, boy. Two big guys that don't like each other.
And Bugard is on the ice for the first time, along with Derek Stepan and Sean Avery, fourth line for the Rangers. Now Bugard after it into the corner. Centers it, and Hobbybullin deflected it. Avery with an opportunity. Hobbybullin with two saves, and he covers the puck.
There goes McIntyre. He goes right to Bugard. But McIntyre has been on the ice. He's number 33. He's a big guy. These are two of the biggest, tough guys in the National Hockey League. McIntyre used to be 265. He's down to 250. And another good job, good work on the forecheck. Avery did not get all of that backhand, but he stayed with it. Javi Bullen was a little quicker. Bugard got in quickly. Bugard's playing right wing in this game. Has the stick held, and then here comes McIntyre. I think that's just a little message. I think McIntyre, who had been out there for a long shift, said we're going to do this a little later on in the game. Might be sooner rather than later.
Rangers have their top line back on the ice as it's wound around to Ladislav Schmid. And he clears his own up ahead. Hemsky, though, is a half step ahead of the playoff side, or he would have had a breakaway. Downstairs we go. Al Troutwig.
John, you know, lately there's been a lot of haircutting around the National Hockey League, and of course some players are growing mustaches for Cancer Awareness Month, like former Ranger Jason Strudwick. And a lot of the Oilers have mustaches, but some of them are so young they can't grow mustaches. Back to you.
That is a good point.
Yeah, we had mentioned of the 12 forwards in today's game for the Oilers, 6 of them are younger than Tom Rennie's youngest daughter, who's 22 years old. And that's what he said. He kiddingly said, yeah, I adopted about 8 or 9 kids when I took over the Edmonton Oilers.
They are going to continue to do that. Steve Tambellini is the general manager. And I talked to him before the game. He met with 13,000 season ticket holders in the spring over a period from February to May. Told them what the plan was going to be, and they've been tremendously supportive in Edmonton of this youth movement.
Anisimov in the corner. Working his way beyond to Dubinsky. Brandon Dubinsky looks. Right point, now left side for Delzato. Wrist shot toward the net all the way through. Callahan was cruising through. Dubinsky down low. Taylor Hall back for it. Big hit there, double team hit on Jason Strudwick as the Oilers clear the zone. Ales Hemsky goes left side. Cogliano toward the net. That one deflected just wide by Penner. Put back in front. Rangers look to go the other way with Frolov. His pass intercepted, tapped ahead a little bit by Gaborik, but now back to center. And Gilbert Brulé will carry forward. Good play by Steve Eminger. Gets his stick in the way. Now the Oilers take it deeper with Cogliano. Edmonton will work hard. Their record may not show it at 4-8-3, but they're a hard-working team, and that was another of the messages sent by John Tortorella before this game today as a touch-up for icing.
This is a team that can break things open. You cannot relax against Edmonton because when they decide to move the puck and skate, and if you allow them to do that, they can compete. Tom Rennie said we can compete against any team in the league. They've gone into Chicago twice and won this season. So when they play in difficult arenas, and most of them have never played here at the Garden, they get up for these games.
Yeah, the Oilers did not have a practice yesterday. They played in New Jersey and then were supposed to practice yesterday, decided to cancel it, and they had a tour of the city. So, as you said, Taylor Hall had never even been to New York, much less played here. So that was a good day of bonding for this Oilers team. Behind the net, Boyle has it taken away, and the Oilers head out. Left side, Eberle. Tries to put it toward the net. It's deflected away. Good defensive play there by the Rangers. And Matt Gilroy as Boyle shovels it ahead. Plus for it. Backhands for Boyle, and now Fedotenko. He's bumped down. Good defensive back check there by Ryan Jones as Fedotenko was in shooting position. Now through center and back into the Edmonton zone.
This Edmonton team it's all about turnovers. If they turn the puck over, they lose, plain and simple. And they've had trouble in that area. That's one reason that John Tortorella told his team, let's come out and play physical. In their own zone, they're young, as you mentioned, John, and because of that, they're a little small, and they're not physical enough to really be a shutdown team in their own zones.
Bugard with a hit along the boards. Zach Stortini there as well. He's no stranger to dropping the gloves as the Rangers go 3-on-2 into the zone. Avery behind the net. Stepan and Bugard both there. Now it's kicked around the boards. Stepan after it there. Delzato keeps it in toward the net with Bugard in front. That one sails wide. McIntyre for the puck. Stepan there as well. Now Stortini backhands it out. Back to center for Sean Avery. His clear in is deflected away. Rangers in the midst of a change. Wrist shot is stopped. Taylor Hall with the opportunity, and the save there by Marty Biron. A little extracurricular in front. Mark Stahl. Marian Gaborik, first of the year, puts the Rangers on top. 1-0 here at the Garden.
Well, he's also playing with a heavy heart. His father, who is 85 years old, his father Joe, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer 3 months ago. He is struggling. Daryl Cates is the owner of the Edmonton Oilers. He sent Tom up on his private plane to British Columbia so he could spend a day with his father.
The words and emotions of Tom Rennie from our Geico quote book as the Rangers look to clear the zone. Stahl can't do it. Hemsky keeps it in. On the right side boards. Rangers look to work it around and do as Dan Girardi possesses. And the Oilers right back in.
It's a good start for the Rangers. They've come out with intensity. They've come out hitting. They've scored the first goal. They've limited Edmonton to just one shot on goal thus far. It's a good start, and the type that John Tortorella talked about with his team yesterday.
Hemsky, Hall, and Horkoff the line as the Rangers throw a hit in neutral zone, and Gilroy steps up. A wrist shot just wide, short side. Now Gilroy behind the net. Horkoff on him. And now Christensen tries to spin away and does. Good move. Centered. That one put all the way through by Frolov. Might have deflected off a leg as Frolov had an open side of the net.
I think he just missed. What a pass from Gaborik.
Now back through center. That line has looked good so far. The line of Christensen, Gaborik, and Frolov. They have the goal and the 2 assists and created another opportunity there.
You have to think that one of these games Frolov is going to break out. He's just been too good of a goal scorer in the National Hockey League for him to struggle to score like he has.
Puck around the boards, and there's Frolov. Gains the red line and shoots in. Bobby Boulin behind. Now the Oilers through center. Andrew Cogliano. Toward the net. That one deflected to the corner. A little bit of an open opportunity for Schmidt to the middle. That wrist shot knocked down in front by Dan Girardi, who leads the NHL in block shots and puts another in that category.
By the way, our mistake. That was Sauer that actually moved in from the point and just missed. They shouldn't wear similar numbers and be right-handed shots and be about the same size.
Or we should get better glasses.
And similar skaters, right?
That's Tom Gilbert back for it. Rangers get there first to the point. Eminger keeps it in just inside the blue line. Now Gilbert has another opportunity. Now Hemsky backhands it high in the air. And it's ahead of the play and offside with 10 minutes, 43 seconds remaining here in the first period.
Of course, Michael Rozabal is still out of the lineup because of that shoulder problem. So Steve Eminger has been moved up to a top 4, and he makes an excellent play on the boards. He's really played strong, fundamental hockey, physical hockey. So he makes the play, and then Gaborik does the rest. Got some help certainly on the forecheck, but those great moves by Gaborik. Eventually, he puts it in for his first of the year to make it 1-0.
And the Rangers look for more with Callahan through center. He backhands in. Bobby Boulin gives it away. Dubinsky with a chance, but that one deflects away, and it'll be a face-off to the right of Nikolai Khabibulin with 10:23 remaining in the first period. Well, join the Blue Shirt Brotherhood. Become a 2010-2011 Rangers subscriber. Season and partial plans on sale now. Great seats still available. Visit NewYorkRangers.com or call 212-465-6073. Ticket specialists are standing by.
Dubinsky was probably thinking I should have shot.
Off the face-off, Stahl's slap shot kick saved by Khabibulin.
Khabibulin gave him a freebie just about.
Taylor Hall cuts left side, and that one shouldered away by Biron.
See, Taylor Hall, boy, he's got great speed, doesn't he? Tremendous speed. And what a compliment that is for Tom Rennie to start talking, and he's got Mark Messier written all over him a few years from now. Tells you what kind of future this Edmonton franchise might have.
There's a penalty. It's going to be the first of the game, and the Rangers will be shorthanded as Steve Eminger stepped up and ended up with a tripping call. 9 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. First period. The Oilers go to the power play when we come back.
First round pick of the Edmonton Oilers, who wears number 4, last worn by the boss of the Oilers and former Ranger Kevin Lowe. Recently, a columnist in Edmonton wrote a story about Taylor Hall and his father going in and strong-arming Kevin Lowe, demanding that he allow Taylor Hall to wear number 4. Only problem was, as Kevin Lowe pointed out to the columnist, it didn't happen that way. So the columnist recanted the story, saying, okay, maybe it didn't happen that way. Another fine moment for the media. John, back to you.
Any connection between those final few words? That he would throw that to me, former member of the Fourth Estate. Well, it was good that the writer recanted if that wasn't actually the truth.
Was that you that wrote that?
I did not write that story, but I have been in a similar situation once or twice. It's all about trusting the source, right, Joe? So the Oilers go to the power play for the first time, and 25 seconds in, they gain the zone for the first time. Penner down the right side. Try to work it back to the point, but instead Dubinsky there, and he will kill some time.
And it gives you an idea, again, for those who don't know Kevin Lowe very well, about him. No ego, 6-time Stanley Cup winner, and I still think he's got a shot to go to the Hall of Fame.
Hemsky into the zone. Now cross ice it comes for Ryan Whitney. Whitney looks for an opening and gets it back. Oilers 15th in the league on the power play so far this season. Hemsky goes cross ice, open opportunity, down in front, and a stop as Horkoff was right on the doorstep. And a good save by Marty Biron.
Oh, that is a good save because Biron, that shot looked like it was going, and he was going to have to make a left pad save. But watch how quickly he gets the pads together. There it is. One way, gets them right back together so it doesn't deflect through the legs. Real good deflection by Sean Horkoff, who's missed the last 2 games with a thigh contusion.
Face-off win for the Oilers. They have Foster and Gilbert at the points. They tried to pass it to Curtis Foster. Instead, Fedotenko is there, and the Rangers clear it down.
This part of the special teams for Edmonton has been pretty good. It's that other part where they're 30th in the league, their penalty kill.
Cross ice for Gilbert. He gets knocked down by Stahl, who then takes the puck. Stahl hits the ice. Gilbert steps in front, and the Rangers able to get it out of harm's way, and Stahl clears it down in the final 15 seconds of the Oiler power play.
Stahl's off to a great start. He and Girardi, of course, back together in this game.
Through center, Hall has it tapped away. Rangers look to break. Didn't quite get it outside in time. They still have a 2-on-1, though. Here comes Delzato. Left side. Delzato shoots, save. Bobby Bullen held his ground, made the left arm save. Teams are back to full strength. Rangers kill off the power play and had an opportunity on a 2-on-1.
The Edmonton goaltending has been very good this year. If you just look at their numbers, you might think, oh boy, it's been a struggle. But it hasn't been. Both goaltenders have played well. In fact, there's a third, Delorier, that was just sent down to the minors. He played well also. It's just been the defensive game of the Oilers that has let them down.
And as you said, turnovers, there's another one as Prust steps in. That one gets batted away, and Oilers look to break. Own zone turnovers have been a real problem for Edmonton, and we've seen a couple already here in the first period. Eminger goes back forward. He and Cogliano come together. And instead, the Rangers start out with Sean Avery, 2-on-2 with Eric Christensen. Avery's shot, that one deflected and hits the netting above the boards, and there's no further play with 6:56 remaining.
Well, the one thing about Taylor Hall is that he is very, very confident with the puck. Again, he just turned 19 years of age today, and he is not intimidated in any way. But sometimes you're going to learn to make smart plays and when to handle it, overhandle it, not handle it. That time he should have done something a little bit different. Led to a good scoring chance by Delzato.
There's a big hit for McIntyre and Bugard. I'm keeping an eye on it, Joe. They just came together again. Puck goes behind the net. Bugard goes toward the puck as Edmonton starts out with Zach Stortini.
Well, McIntyre knows that he's got to beat Bugard in a fight to become the king. Well, there's only one king. The king of fighters.
The king of, the pugilists in the NHL.
King of the heavyweights.
Bugard left side goes cross ice for Alex Frolov. Step on the forecheck. And the Oilers hold behind the net with 6:10 remaining here in the first period. Early goal from Marian Gaborik, his first of the year at 1:35. Rangers have a 1-0 lead. Ahead for Stortini. That one deflected away. Sauer after it. And Michael Sauer comes away with the puck. Ahead for Anisimov. Tries to make a toe drag move, and that one deflected away. Defensive play there by Theo Peckham.
Yeah, John, you know what? Bugard's doing the right thing right now. With the way the Rangers have played in the first period, they have the lead. They've held Edmonton to just 3 shots. Why take the chance that maybe you get beat in a fight and you give the opposition a little life?
Hemsky goes down, lost an edge. Girardi on him. Rangers chip it back to center. That puck touched with a high stick, so the whistle blows with 5:26 remaining in the first period. We're keeping an eye on Bugard and McIntyre. You go around the NHL, brought to you by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Visit CadillacTristate.com to find a dealer near you. And how about Jeff Carter cashing in 11 years, $58 million extension from the Flyers, and Ray Whitney from the Coyotes, a hat trick and 2 assists, a 5-point night last night against the Blues.
Well, congratulations to Jeff Carter. They're keeping their young core together as Paul Holmgren in Philadelphia. And meanwhile, Ray Whitney was a free agent signing from Carolina. Signed a 2-year deal worth about $7 million with Phoenix. Those 3 goals that he scored last night were his first of the season. So he had struggled. They've been waiting for him to take off, and that'll probably get him going.
Good move by Christensen into the zone, but a half step ahead of the play and offside with Sean Avery. 5:19 remaining here in the first period on Kids Day here at the Garden, and they were treated to a goal early on from Marian Gaborik, and plenty of kids all around the building enjoying a Sunday matinee of Rangers hockey.
There they are. Those are the Edmonton Oilers prior to the pregame. Tom Rennie, you saw the hand there. Come on, Taylor, let's have a good game. Don't worry about being in Madison Square Garden.
Not too far off either. 19 years old today.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Taylor Hall got the grand tour of New York City and absolutely loved what he saw for the first time visiting here. The number 1 draft pick from the draft only a couple months ago, now getting a regular shift on a top line in the NHL. Avi Bulin winds around. Christensen kicks it deeper. Former Ranger Jason Strudwick on the ice in a defensive position as Avery holds behind the net. There's Strudwick.
He's a good person to have on your team when you've got a lot of kids that are trying to find their way. He will end up being a coach someplace when his career is over. Meanwhile, Marian Gaborik, the more he plays, the more he's going to get his timing back, and he looked like he had it back on that first goal. He had the burst of speed, he had the puck handling, he got the shots, and they're obviously going to need him to regain and get back to where he was a year ago. Even though it's a team that's found ways to score goals. They've been able to chip goals in from a lot of different sources.
Gaborik played about 18.5 minutes the other night in his first game back, and was hoping to see that go up maybe a little bit more today. Peckham back into his own zone.
Oh, the other thing is this. John Tortorella wants to play 4 lines because of their schedule coming up. Of course, tomorrow night, after this game, the team will fly to Pittsburgh and play in Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a busy week.
And funny you should mention that, because tomorrow night on MSG, it's Lundqvist and the Blue Shirts. Henrik expected to return. They'll take on Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pre-game coverage gets underway at 6:30. Then the puck drops at 7. Rangers Penguins presented by Chase tomorrow night on MSG. And it's the middle of 3 games in 4 nights, because on Wednesday, the Boston Bruins come to town.
Pittsburgh's starting to find their game, by the way.
Through center, Anisimov drops. Dubinsky steps in, shot just wide. Sailed over the blocker of Avi Bulin.
Smead, the defenseman, number 5, went down to block the shot and forced Dubinsky to shoot wide.
Rangers can't hold in at the line, so Cogliano starts it out. Taylor Hall, 1-on-4. Takes a hard hit from Mark Stahl. Now Hemsky to the puck for Hall. Tries to center. Anisimov there. Now Anisimov hits Hall hard into the boards, and he's going to go off for a penalty. It's a cross-check on Artem Anisimov.
You know what? It looked to me, I thought Anisimov tried to hold up. Maybe he didn't hold up enough as Taylor Hall had the puck. It looked, Anisimov is to the right side. This was Dubinsky a little bit earlier, but There it is there. I thought he held up on the play.
Referees today, Tim Peel and Ian Walsh.
And again, I think they're going to caution on the side of safety.
That was shot from Ryan Whitney sailed wide. So second power play of the afternoon for the Edmonton Oilers. Had only one shot on the first one as the Rangers cleared down.
This is an important kill for the Rangers from the standpoint they play such a solid period. You want to go in with the lead in the first intermission.
Huge hit there by Stahl as Penske gained the line and cleared it in, and Stahl just took him right out of the play.
He's had a very physical first period, Mark Stahl.
Plus tries to throw a hit there. That one missed on Curtis Foster. Now Hemsky back for Whitney. Right side Foster. Back for Ryan Whitney. Looks, now Hemsky, that shot, fans on it, gets another opportunity. Hits a body in front. Dustin Penner was there.
Ryan Whitney, no goals, but 13 assists.
Whitney works to Hemsky. Tries to go cross ice, deflected away for the moment. Foster goes deeper. Mark Stahl there for the Rangers. Holds positioning and clears it all the way down. Nice job. 50 seconds remaining on the penalty to Artem Anisimov with 2:15 remaining here in the opening period. Rangers with a 1-0 lead. Cross ice, past Gilbert. Borkoff. Holds along the right boards, now goes cross ice with an opening. That wrist shot by Peckham is deflected to the corner. Taylor Hall after it. Fedotenko and Sauer for the Rangers in the corner. Now back out to the point for Peckham. Left side for Hall. His wrist shot deflected, and right there is Derek Stepan. Looks for possession of the puck, gets it, and backhands it in the air and down.
That's a great play by Stepan because he had some pressure, but he held on to the puck, turned back to give himself a little bit more room, and then had more time to backhand the puck down the ice.
Penalty expires. Anisimov out of the box. Rangers have killed off both Edmonton power plays here in the first. Anisimov ahead. Here comes Callahan with speed. Has a step. Puts it toward net. And a left pad save. A toe save by Hobby Bullen. Now Stahl left side for Dubinsky. His wrist shot deflected. Stahl tries to keep it in. Can't do it. As Jordan Eberle was able to dive and clear it out. Callahan along the boards. Now Dubinsky joins in. We're under a minute in the opening period. Callahan without a helmet continues to throw his body. Now Gilbert Brulé tries to make a move in center. Rangers backhanded in and change lines in the final 42 seconds. Whitney only as far as Eminger. Chases back into his own zone. Up the boards for Marian Gaborik. Now back for Delzato, and 25 seconds remaining in the first.
This has been a Ranger team in the first period, attentive to detail, kind of a working man's period. Not that many shots, only 7, some pretty good scoring opportunities. But they've played a hard, grinding game.
Christensen looks for a final opportunity in the final 10 seconds. That one centered a little bit behind Gaborik, and it comes back through the neutral zone as Eminger takes it into his own zone, and the Ranger fans like what they've seen from the first 20 minutes of hockey here at the Garden.
Yeah, they just worked. And nice to see Marian Gaborik score his first goal of the season. Biron, when he had to, he only had 4 saves in the period, but a couple were solid saves. And then they did this. They did a pretty good job on the forecheck. Nice passing right there. Anisimov to Callahan, and beautiful toe save by Hobby Bullen, who was solid. There it is again. Good speed. Courageous move to the net. Oh, I thought Hobby Bullen got a toe on it, but it looked like it just went off the side of the net.
All right, coming up on the Delta First Intermission Report, Al will talk to Michael Sauer, who's played some very solid defense for the Rangers. Dave Maloney will join Al for some first period highlight analysis. And right now we open the Delta Intermission Report downstairs. Al is with Mike Sullivan. Welcome back. New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers on the web at searchmercedes.com. By Subway Restaurants, home of the famous $5 foot-long sub. And by your Tri-State area Volkswagen dealers, visit tristatevw.com. And a reminder that New York Rangers hockey is presented by Chase as we prepare for the start of the second period with the Rangers holding a 1-0 lead on the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, Mark Stahl played 8.5 minutes in that first period. We heard Dave Maloney talking about him. I wholeheartedly agree with the way he played. He was all over. The Rangers had 21 hits in the first period, and Mark Stahl was credited with 4 of those. He and Callahan each had 4. But he not only defended, but then he finished his check aggressively with hard hits. And then under pressure, no problem. Took his time, took the pressure, made sure he knew where he was going with the puck. Did a good job on the penalty kill as Edmonton had 2 power plays in the first period. And maybe he's getting all warmed up for tomorrow night when he's got to face Sidney Crosby or Evgeny Malkin. He won't be facing his brother Jordan, who's really been missed by that Pittsburgh team. But he'll have his hands full tomorrow, and still has 2 periods to play in this one.
21 hits in the first. All right, our ING Direct trivia question of the day on Kids Day. Who is this current Ranger? Arms over the head, perhaps celebrating a goal.
Did he score?
Before the other night, I would have said it couldn't be Derek Bugard, but he scored the other night, so maybe it could be. So that's our ING trivia question. We'll give you the answer at the end of the second period. Think it over as you take a look at that mug and tell me who that current Ranger is from back in the day. Rangers have their top line, Anisimov, Callahan, Dubinsky on ice to start the second period, and it's against Edmonton's top line of Horkoff centering Hall and Hemsky.
Hemsky is really a player you have to watch. He's been their best player throughout this season. Great hands. His competitive level has been good game in and game out.
Transition game for the Rangers there, but that attempt sticked away, and Edmonton will start again with Ryan Whitney in his own zone through center. There's Hemsky. Turned left side, back to the point, just out of the reach of Whitney and all the way down ice.
That's where Tom Rennie has really helped Hemsky because he's had the reputation of sometimes playing well and working hard. Other games, you don't notice him. And Tom Rennie has worked with him to get him to the point where he competes every game.
Ranger line change now as Christensen, Frolov, and Gaborik. This is Marian Gaborik in center, spinning away from Dustin Penner. Gaborik still with the puck as he goes behind the net left side and now to the right side. Centering pass for Eminger off his stick. Frolov tried to go between the legs. Now Christensen. Eminger down from his point spot for Frolov. To the point, Delzato. Now down deep. Rangers continue to look for an opening with Gaborik at the goal line. Now behind the net, Frolov. Frolov gets it back all the way through. Gaborik was open, but just a half step ahead of him. Good cycle work, good pass there by Frolov, just a little bit too far in front. Now Christensen along the boards. Rangers keep it in the zone.
Now this is good pressure. This is where Edmonton has problems.
Gaborik to it. Down low, Frolov. Oilers can't get possession as Christensen slides it back up for Eminger. Now back down around the other side, Gaborik. He gets taken down. Rangers go back to the puck. Christensen goes down as well. That one wound around, kept in the zone by Eminger. Now finally, Edmonton has an opportunity 3-on-2 the other way with Cogliano. Middle now, right side. That wrist shot sails wide just over Marty Biron's glove side. And the Rangers go the other way with 4 of their own. Brian Boyle down the middle. His shot blockered away by Javi Bulin. Over the boards and out of play with 17:39 remaining in the second.
Yeah, it was such a strong shift. You talk about determination with the puck. This is the second time he's done it. The other time was when he scored the goal. But look at how he draws the crowd and protects the puck. Won't give it up until he makes a play. Very similar to the goal he scored. And then he just missed on that pass from Frolov. Good shift.
Foyle wins the faceoff toward the net. That slap shot was deflected. Matt Gilroy put it toward goal. Hit an Oiler in front, and Javi Bulin able to cover up.
It might have hit 2 players. I think one's out high, and then maybe Boyle. Here's one. It hit Boyle first. Then the second deflection was off the skate of the Edmonton defenseman.
Oilers chip it back through center and beyond as Matt Gilroy back for it. He keeps it away from Jordan Eberle. Now Eberle to the puck. Eberle looks to put it out in front. Now toward the net. Stopped on the rebound. Score! On the doorstep, Ryan Jones able to bang it in. And the Oilers, 2:45 into the second period, have tied it at 1.
Well, that's talent right there. That's what we were talking about earlier. Jordan Eberle is a 20-year-old kid that plays in every situation. And does he ever make a good, strong move? You'll see him 14. Good move there. Now his ability to get this shot. Watch this. Boom. Just turns, fires it hard and low, forces a rebound. And there's Jones on the other side to put it in and tie it. That's how quickly they can strike with the young talent that they have.
So Ryan Jones has tied the game at 1 here early in the second. We'll see if that wakes up the Rangers a little bit more after a very solid first period. The Edmonton Oilers come back and tie it.
I think the Rangers have had a lot of zone time as far as offensive zone time. They just need more shots.
That one scores as well. The wrist shot from Horkoff avoids and eludes Biron's glove, and the Oilers have a 2-1 lead.
The question is, was he screened from Mark Stahl, or maybe was it deflected first off Mark Stahl and then a late reaction by Biron? Horkoff has got a good wrist shot. There's Mark Stahl. It looked to me like it might have hit his stick. Good movement. Here it is. Edmonton, when they move the puck quickly. Let's see. See, it hits the blade of the stick of Mark Stahl, I believe, right there. And kind of throws off the shot, slows it down, and then it comes in as a knuckler. And Biron just simply couldn't fight it off.
So with stunning quickness, the Oilers here early in the second period have taken a 2-1 lead on the Rangers. Delzato and Eminger in their own zone. Clear it. Fugard on the ice for the Rangers, as they have Stepan and Avery on ice as well. Fourth line out there to try to spark this team. Avery along the boards. Fugard has it. It gets knocked away, and now here comes Edmonton again. That pass a little bit too far for Dustin Penner. Now the Rangers come in, possible 2-on-1 here. Stepan right side, Stepan to Fugard. That one kicked away and just floated over the net by Avery. Back to the point for Eminger. Huttenpullen back in position. He makes the save on Eminger's slap shot, and he holds on. Action at both ends here in the first 4 minutes.
Well, here's the second goal. Watch the blade right there, Mark Stahl's stick. See, it just goes off the top of the blade, elevates up, and then starts knuckling. And for Biron, here it is again. Biron was expecting, I think, more velocity on the shot, but it slowed down, knuckled, dropped on him, and he couldn't fight it off.
So it's 2 goals in 28 seconds that have given the Oilers the 2-1 lead. First it was Jones, then Horkoff.
Meanwhile, Hobby Bullen's just been solid. Shots 11-7. He's been a wall in goal for Edmonton. He spent 3.5 years together with Benoit Allaire in Phoenix. Benoit Allaire said before the game, he says he's just like Henrik Lundqvist. Whatever you tell him to do, they do. Go ride the bike for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. They don't ask questions. They just go do it. And he was a goaltender that was very aggressive when he came to the National Hockey League. And Benoit Allaire also got him, like Henrik Lundqvist, to just back up a little bit.
Gilroy in his own zone. Spins. And that pass too far. And the Oilers back to touch up with Ryan Whitney for an icing call with 14:53 remaining in the second period. That has turned the tide of the game so far with 2 goals from the Oilers in 28 seconds to lead it 2-1.
And Edmonton has settled down a little bit. They look now like they've got some confidence. John Tortorella told us before the game, he said, listen, that's a good team. They've got high-end talent, and they don't quit. They just play. And that's generally what you expect out of young kids. They got a lot of those, as do the Rangers. But as you know, Dave Maloney talked about, the Rangers kids are just a little bit older, been around a little longer.
Fedotenko into the zone, but plus the step ahead, so it's an offside for the Rangers. Well, the Blue Shirts take on the Boston Bruins this Wednesday night at the Garden, and individual game tickets are on sale now. You can visit NewYorkRangers.com today. Great seats are still available. That's the night the Rangers will wear their heritage sweaters for the first time. Unveiled last Friday at a ceremony at Rockefeller Center, and Rangers will have that heritage sweater on against the Bruins in an original 6 matchup. Dubinsky around the net, the wraparound. Hobby Bulin got there, and Nisimov there as well, but Hobby Bulin able to cover up.
Now Dubinsky, strong move. Hobby Bulin gets over there, makes the first save, and then there's Anisimov to follow up. Good move there by Dubinsky.
Face off to the left of Hobby Bulin. Dubinsky and Horkoff on the draw. Rangers win it. That slap shot from Girardi knocked down in front by Taylor Hall. And now 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. Whitney goes to the net. Puck goes toward the net and sails just wide. Hall sprawled right past Marty Biron as Dubinsky picks up the puck.
Edmonton has quieted this crowd. They were very enthusiastic in the first period.
Giveaway there as Callahan takes it in front for Anisimov. What a save by Hobby Bulin. Dragged the left pad and made a terrific save. Now in front, that one all the way through, and Horkoff able to take and skate away.
Oh, John, that was unbelievable. Then he had to stop a second one as well.
Rangers again look to break. Callahan half a step ahead. Now spinorama pass across for Dubinsky, a little too far.
Callahan did not realize that wasn't a defenseman. It was Taylor Hall, a forward playing defense, who just kind of glided back towards the net. Callahan didn't realize he had more room to make a play.
Back through center past Hall, who goes to the bench as the Rangers look to start out. Christensen at center. Off Delzato's stick. And now here goes Brule the other way. Gilbert Brule's shot sticked away by Biron. Suddenly opened up a little here in the last minute or so. Rangers fight it through as Frolov pokes it to center and beyond. Inside 13 minutes remaining second period. 2 quick goals by the Oilers, 28 seconds apart early here in the second. Now a breakaway for Gaborik. He's in alone. He dinks. He shoots. He scores! The gorgeous pass to Gaborik, who deked Hobby Bulin down, and his second of the game has tied it at 2.
There was a deflected pass in the neutral zone, and Christensen was able to pick it up. There it is, deflected by Christensen, regained by Christensen, perfect pass by Christensen, and what a move to score the goal. So Christensen has his stick in the right position to make the defensive play. Then he goes on the offense, and what a move by that guy right there. He went shoulder after he got tripped here. He goes shoulder into the post. Was he shaken up on the play? Remember, that's why he missed 12 games. And it was the left shoulder, which was the one that he injured. And then that didn't help. Christensen jumps on top.
2 for Marian Gaborik. And a terrific pass from Erik Christensen. And it's tied at 2 here at the Garden. That wrist shot is deflected away. Good block there on the shot by Jordan Eberle. And now here comes Fedotenko. Right side, slides it through. Boyle scores! Two quick goals by the Oilers, 2 quick goals here from the Rangers, and they take a 3-2 lead.
Another defensive play. Eberle's shot gets blocked. Sauer does the job. Pruss gets it past everybody, and now it's a 2-on-1. Quick pass, quick shot, 3-2 lead Rangers. That's good, solid defensive hockey. Pruss comes back to help out. Then the Oiler turnover, and there's the 2-on-1. Pass, shot. Goaltender doesn't have a chance. There's a turnover by the Oilers again. That turns into a 2-on-1. So just when it looked like Edmonton had the puck a little bit more, had settled in, had quieted the crowd, the Rangers, with those 2 quick strikes off of defensive hockey, have this crowd back into it. What a season that young guy is having.
And Tom Rennie has opted for a timeout here to settle down his troops.
I think it's a good timeout. Young kids playing at Madison Square Garden. This thing could turn against them in a hurry. He wants them to just take a breath, try and get the crowd to quiet down a little bit. Brian Boyle is finding his confidence.
So there you go. The Oilers earlier in the period, 2 in 28. The Rangers 2 in 25 seconds, and they have their lead back. It's 3-2. Brian Boyle with 8 goals now on the season. 8 goals for a guy who had 5 as a season high in his career coming in.
Brian Boyle.
You give him a lot of credit, John. You give the coaches an awful lot of credit for being patient with him, staying with him, playing him on the fourth line, and letting him work his way up. And he worked hard in the offseason to better himself, and it's paying off.
Behind the net, Avery. Now Hall tries to step away with the puck. Give away to Avery. In front. That one, Gaborik had an opportunity. Didn't get all of it. And it's back to center.
Yeah, might have been blocked on the way there as well. Well, Gaborik's got that look in his eye, doesn't he? Woo. He's got it going.
Through center. Sam Gagner. Looks to make a move. Check it, Alex Hemsky. Hemsky still with the puck. Finally turns it over as Dubinsky goes the other way, 1-on-3. Saw the hit coming and got out of the way just in time as Theo Peckham had him lined up. Now Dubinsky back to the puck. Down low, Callahan. Callahan spins away from Horkoff. Pass for Girardi, and his shot short side, just wide. Rangers getting openings and opportunities deep inside the Edmonton zone. Around for Anisimov. Hands it off. Stahl. That centering pass deflected by Callahan and held by Hobby Bulin with 10 minutes, 31 seconds remaining here in the second period. Marian Gaborik has 2 of the 3 Ranger goals. Brian Boyle has the one that's put them in front, 3-2.
Number 5 for Edmonton. He'll try and make a cross-ice pass. Here's Christensen. Knocks it out of midair. Gains control. Gaborik stays out high. Perfect pass, and what a move by Gaborik. That tied the game. And then how about defense? Sauer makes a defensive play. Now gets some help from Prust. This has been a problem for Edmonton. Giveaway, 2-on-1. Quick pass. Excellent release by Boyle, and the Rangers in 25 seconds take a 3-2 lead.
And they have a face-off to the right of Hobby Bulin, won by the Oilers. Rangers have twice as many shots as Edmonton so far, 18-9, the shot advantage for the Rangers, and they lead at 3-2. In his own end, Andrew Cogliano. Hands off for Jason Strudwick. There's another giveaway as the Rangers take back and move into the zone. Boyle down the boards. Now Prust after it with Strudwick. Boyle there to take the puck. Hands off for Sauer.
John Tortorella felt that this was the best line against Buffalo, the Boyle line with Prust on one side, Fedotenko on the other.
Biron fanned on that hard around, so Gilbert Brule takes the puck, tries to put it toward net. Second time, now out in front for Jones. That one knocked away. Puck is loose and eventually shoveled back to center.
Well, the Rangers collapsed to the net, and everybody was diving to the ice to try and block that shot. I don't think the puck got through to Biron.
Along the boards, Gagner loses it. Rangers back to center and put right back in just to the left of Marty Biron. With 9 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the second period, Rangers with a 3-2 lead. Sauer in his own end. Ahead for Christensen. Now Prust shovels it in, goes to the bench. Rangers get Marian Gaborik on the ice. Ladislav Schmidt through center. And now Delzato looks to go the other way. Gaborik holds. Makes a move around Schmidt, gets taken down. There's a penalty upcoming. Rangers into the zone. That one centered and touched up by Edmonton. So the work from Marian Gaborik creates a power play, which we'll have when we come back. 8:53 remaining in the second. It's 3-2 Rangers.
Well, you watch him do the things he's done, John, in this game. Skating with the puck, going to the net, scoring the goals that he scored with the quick hands. You don't take it for granted, but when he's not in the lineup for 10 games, you know, you kind of get used to him not being in the lineup, and then he gets back in, and he starts feeling good, and his game rises to the level that we saw most of last year. You go, boy, is this guy fun to watch. You kind of remember then what you missed.
And now he gets a chance on a power play. Rangers first of the game, and they win the draw. And this Rangers power play is brought to you by Volkswagen. Gaborik along the boards, loses the puck to Horkoff, then gets it back, but Edmonton able to clear it out. We mentioned the penalty kill of the Edmonton Oilers and how much there's been a struggle with it this year. They have allowed 22 opposition power play goals in 66 chances. That's not good.
No. That's they're 30th in the league. They've allowed more power play goals against than any other team. They've got Sean Horkoff, who just took the face-off. He's back in the lineup. That will help somewhat, but Tom Rennie said if we were 20th in the league, we'd have 4 or 5 more points.
Down low it goes now for Gaborik. Works his way around the net, out to the point for Girardi. Right back for Marian Gaborik. Backhand pass in the slot for Callahan. 2 Oilers on him. Rangers go to the puck. Now Hobby Bullen behind the net, hands it off. And Ryan Whitney should be able to clear and does.
That's pretty good penalty kill. I mean, just pressure, everybody on the move, try not to let the Rangers handle the puck. That was a good sequence.
Through center, good pass there. That wrist shot stopped by Hobby Bullen, but he did not have good rebound control, and it hits the post. Banked off the post, and now it's free again for Girardi. Toward the net, that one deflected away to the corner. Delzato behind the net for Stepan. Stepan to Fedotenko. And now Girardi across ice for Delzato. Rangers work the puck around. Girardi has it back. Toward the net, that one tried to be kicked away by Gilbert. He missed it, but it went all the way through and eventually cleared down.
Well, John, they went from a good sequence on the penalty kill to a terrible sequence. And it all started with just a long pass through the neutral zone, and then for about 25, 30 seconds, the Rangers had the puck, hit a post, had chances.
Fedotenko's drop pass was to nobody, and now a possible break for Cogliano. His shot is stopped as Stahl was hounding him the whole way, and Biron stayed with him.
That's a good save, but give Stahl credit for not giving up on the play. Not giving Cogliano enough time to really decide what he was going to do with the puck.
Step on behind the net. That shot from Avery from a sharp angle, stopped by Hobby Bullen. And there's a score from the side! Artem Anisimov! And it's 4-2 Rangers.
This could have been a 3-3 game first. And Mark Stahl, 18, he doesn't want to touch it right away. The Rangers are in a change. Look how he stays with it, doesn't take a penalty, forces Cogliano to go to the backhand. Now Schmid comes out of the penalty box. He's number 5, and he tries to just get a stick. And it looked like it might have been off a skate. I thought he got a stick. Let's see. You know, he turned his skate. I think this will count anyway. But I don't know if it touches stick or not.
Right skate blade of Anisimov.
You can redirect it with your skate. Now the question is it a distinct kicking motion? I don't think it is. I think he redirects it. In fact, he missed it with his stick. So his thought process was that he wasn't going to kick it. He misses it. His skate just happened to be there. I think they got to count it. I think they have to count it. Watch, he'll miss it with the stick right there. He just misses it, and it deflects off his skate and in. So I think they've got to count it. Right here, his motion is to put it in with the stick. He misses that. I don't think he had time to think, I'm going to try and kick it in.
It has been determined that the goal, that the call on the ice stands, therefore we have a good goal.
Yeah. I think it's the right call.
Anisimov's right foot didn't even move until after the puck was already gone, and it was just a continuation of his follow-through.
Well, when you're on your offside, you've got to turn your skates in order to take the shot off the pass. That's all he did was turn and square himself with the pass.
So Anisimov, who had 2 goals the other night against the Sabres, including the game winner, scores again 3 goals in 2 games. Has given the Rangers a 4-2 lead. Edmonton looks for the answer. Spin around shot, knocked away. 6 goals now on the season for Artem Anisimov. Big hit in the center zone as Callahan goes down. And now Michael Sauer flips it in. So after the Rangers fell behind 2-1 early here in the second, they have responded with 3. And their lead is 4-2. Gilroy behind his own net.
Anisimov racking up points. His 100th game of his career. He had 6 points in his last 6 games coming into this one, and has scored again.
The takeaway there from Christensen, who starts out right side, holds all the way across. Gaborik was there. Horkoff got in the way as well.
That's another turnover. Taylor Hall. Again, the youthful Oilers, you have to learn where to make moves and where not to.
Girardi, wrist shot, deflected away. Oilers give up an average of 3.73 goals a game. Last in the NHL, they've already given up 4 here. We haven't played 2 periods yet.
It's a wonderful thing to have confidence and to think that you can make plays anywhere on the ice. But it's another thing to learn when to try those plays and when not to. And to think about the consequences that might happen by trying to make a move in an area you should not.
Rangers with a 15-6 shot edge here in the second, 22-10 shot advantage overall. There's a turnover. Rangers thought it was offside, but they play on. Cross ice, the shot stopped by Biron.
So did I.
Marty Biron lifted up his glove as if to call offside and then had to get in position to make a save. Back for it, Girardi. Around for Stahl. Up the boards and down the ice it goes. Inside 4.5 minutes remaining second period. Ludwig hounded in his own end. There's another giveaway, and the Prust backhander sailed wide off a deflection.
Prust again.
Tom Gilbert tries to spin away from 2 Ranger forecheckers, Prust and Boyle. And then that one deflected up into the Ranger bench. And the whistle blows with 4:07 remaining in the second period. Artem Anisimov gives the Rangers a 4-2 lead.
And then 2-1 on Horkoff's goal. That was deflected. Marian Gaborik on a turnover comes back. The quick shot by Boyle on the setup from Fedotenko. And then Anisimov misses it with his stick, but it deflects off his skate. And into the net, it's 4-2 Rangers with 4:07 to go in the second.
So he had a 9-game goal drought before the game against the Sabres. Scored twice that night and scored 1 already today. So he's got 3 in his last 2, does Artem Anisimov. And he continues to develop at a great pace for the Rangers.
You know, even during those 9 games where he didn't score a goal, you could argue that just about every game he was contributing in some fashion with his 2 line mates.
Smith through center, dumps it in. Biron will wind it away from Zach Stortini. Rangers have Bugard on ice with Stepan and Avery. And this is Derek Stepan through center. Gets his stick slashed out of his hands. No call as Avery puts it back in the zone. Rangers were ahead of the play with Bugard stepping in too quickly offside with 3:24 remaining here in the second period. Well, coming up tonight on MSG Network, Amare and the Knicks battle Yao Ming and the Houston Rockets. Live coverage gets underway at 7 with Knicks game night, and then the action tips off here at the Garden at 7:30. Knicks Rockets presented by Chase right here on MSG. So as soon as we're done here, they'll get immediately to work in transforming this from a hockey rink to a basketball court in time for the Knicks and the Rockets. Horkoff, wrist shot, kicked away, right pad saved by Martin Biron. Out of the corner. Battle for the puck, and the Rangers step away. Callahan right side. Rangers go to the forecheck, pass up the middle again. Could have been dangerous, but instead this time Edmonton regains a cross-ice dump in right to Dan Girardi. Dubinsky takes a hit from Horkoff, backhands it into the Edmonton zone where Jason Strudwick controls. Sam Gagne into the zone. Gagne looks down low. Shot off the crossbar or the post. Eberle had an opportunity. Might have caught Biron as well, but it did catch iron.
Kid's got great hands, doesn't he, Eberle? He is so tricky around the net. He's got quickness. He's just had that goal-scoring mentality.
Now there's an opportunity as Jones slaps one on net. And a save by Biron, and he holds on.
Jordan Eberle was a star for Team Canada a couple of years ago in the World Junior Tournament. And everybody kept talking, boy, he's an Edmonton Oilers draft pick. Wait till he grows up a little bit. Well, he's 20 years old. There it is again. Quick hands, up high, crossbar, and out the other way.
So the faceoff will be to Biron's right. Ruslan Fedotenko in against Cogliano. Up the left boards, Prust looks to poke it away from Snit and does, back to center. Gilbert Brule taps it ahead, but only to Michael Del Zotto with 2 minutes remaining here in the second period. 3 Ranger goals here in the second, 2 from the Edmonton Oilers, and the Rangers have a 4-2 lead. Nifty work from Fedotenko along the boards as the Rangers start out a little bit past Brandon Prust. And now Dustin Penner goes cross ice for Cogliano, who's got Brule with him into the Ranger zone. Now cross ice, Penner is open, his shot deflects away. It looks like it might have caught Steve Eminger in the back. He winced a little as he got up, and now he goes for the puck.
Yeah, Fedotenko might have been able to get a stick on that as well, or might have gotten a stick on it, I should say, before it hit Eminger.
Rangers go for a change with 1:15 remaining here in the second. Oilers the other way, Horkoff, cross ice, Taylor Hall off his skate. Batted down, past Hemsky, and the Rangers look to start out. Stahl, head up, long pass, that one deflected away by Horkoff as we're inside the final minute of the second. Cross ice for Whitney, now down low, terrific pass for Hall. Had it skid off his stick though, he wasn't able to put the puck on net.
That's because of Callahan, another good defensive play. Callahan all the way back to the net and deflected that shot behind, or the pass behind the net.
Dubinsky toward the net, and Isamov cruising through, that one too far. Final 35 seconds of the second period. Gagne takes a hit, stays on the puck. Sam Gagne centers, Rangers there in position. Del Zotto sticked it away. And the dump in from Dubinsky with 20 seconds remaining.
Well, the Rangers came into this game leading the league in block shots, second in the league in hits, and that's exactly what we've seen. They have lived up to those two statistics through 2.
Gagne to give away. Gaborik slides it across. Christensen open. Back for Gaborik, who scores. Or Frolov was on the ground as well. Both had their sticks there. It's 5-2 Rangers with 4.8 seconds left as Alex Frolov gets to celebrate a goal.
I think Christensen was looking for Gaborik, and Frolov said, I'll take it. The turnover, the pressure, again, look at Edmonton. They're standing still trying to make plays. The Rangers are skating, and that's what leads to this. Gaborik, as he was going to the net, Christensen was very patient. Right here, looking, yeah, maybe he was going for Frolov all the way. Frolov is strong around the net. Beautiful pass by Christensen, who's had a marvelous second period.
And the Rangers will go to the dressing room with a 3-goal lead. After falling behind here early in the second, the Rangers respond in earnest with 4 goals after falling behind. And the most recent from Alex Frolov.
Boy, that line's been good. That has been a good line. You add another offensive line that can continue to put pressure on and get that type of scoring along with the Anisimov line. Now you make it difficult on the opposition to defend you.
All right, so with the Rangers leading 5-2 after 2, we ask you in our ING Direct Trivia Quiz, who is this current Ranger? Got any ideas, Joe?
Yeah, that house looks like it's in Minnesota. It does. It looks like a Minnesota house.
You can tell that, huh?
Yeah.
Derek Stepan, and it is a Minnesota house. You live there, you should know. So that was Derek Stepan. All right, the New York Lottery second intermission report coming up. Al Troutwig will speak with Mark Stahl. He'll also have Dave Maloney in studio for second period highlights. Let's go downstairs, Al, with Mark Stahl.
Okay, John. Mark, you've had such a
4-2, so Stahl makes a defensive play, and Rangers turn that into a 2-goal lead.
And our Telestrator look brought to you by Acela. Enjoy the journey. It's quite a journey in the second period as the Rangers have a total of 23 shots on goal. Edmonton only 13. 9 different Rangers have gotten on the board so far today with at least a point. All 9 of them are forwards. The only 3 without a point, Derek Bugard, Ryan Callahan, and Brandon Dubinsky. Those 3 don't have a point yet. Everyone else has at least.
You got to pick up their games.
Well, they're right back out there to start the third period. So here we go, third period of action. Rangers with a 3-goal lead. And immediately Dubinsky on the forecheck. Cross ice it goes over Hemsky's stick. And he whacks it into the Ranger zone where Marty Biron will stop. Callahan took a hit behind the play, and Edmonton takes the puck. Ryan Whitney in his own zone for the captain, Shorn Horkoff, back in the lineup. Taylor Hall winds up, that one blocked down by the leading shot blocker in the NHL, Dan Girardi. Cogliano throws a hit, also another hit on Anisimov in the center zone. That one by Ladislav Schmid as the puck put back into the Ranger zone. Marian Gaborik with 2 goals on the afternoon to Alex Frolov, who snapped a 10-game goal-scoring drought with his goal in the final 5 seconds of the second period. Well, that headman pass down the middle, Frolov couldn't quite connect enough. Rangers trying some home run passes, and they're succeeding. With a 3-goal lead, not a bad idea. Gaborik into the zone. His wrist shot just wide, glove side on Nikolai Khabibulin. Now Frolov collects. Backhands deep for Gaborik. Marian Gaborik holds. Now wound around and back to center as Steve Eminger will pick it up for the Rangers in his own zone. Eminger has played very well again today, and he seems to have really settled in. After missing most of training camp and a rough start first couple of games of the season, Eminger has played well for the Rangers.
I don't think I've seen him play a series of games where he has that physical edge to his game on a consistent basis. They've gotten him to play that way because he wasn't that way in camp, but they have been able to get him to play with an edge, hit people, and yet he's still making plays.
This one too far. Gilroy touches up, so there's an icing call. 1:55 into the third period. Well, after the game, you can hear from the players and head coach John Tortorella as well. Plus, you'll get highlights and analysis from Dave Maloney and Joe Micheletti on the Mercedes Rangers postgame. It immediately follows today's action right here on MSG. Again, part of a day-night sports doubleheader here at the Garden and on MSG. The Knicks will play tonight against the Houston Rockets. 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 tip-off. Toward the net, deflected away. Marty Biron getting the start for the second straight game. Henrik Lundqvist still a little bit under the weather, as John Tortorella said, just not quite good enough, feeling well enough to start today, but I would expect to see him in goal tomorrow night when the Rangers travel to Pittsburgh and face the Penguins in a Monday nighter. Bugard and McIntyre coming together. There's an elbow and a push, and
there they go.
A stare as the play continues.
There they go.
You were right, Joe. Gloves are off. And 2 of the NHL's real heavyweights will go at it as the crowd chants Derek Bugard's nickname.
They have a lot of respect for one another.
Bugard keeping the left hand extended so as to keep McIntyre away, and he throws a couple of rights. And everyone he throws gets another cheer and a chant from the crowd.
McIntyre is very strong. Remember, he's also 250 pounds.
Bugard has an elbow pad on his hand. Fired a couple shots with that on. Now he's got it free and knocks the helmet off McIntyre.
Oh, boy. He hit him with 3 or 4 rights. McIntyre doesn't want to quit.
Well, you only said that in pregame, right, Joe?
Well, these are the 2 of the biggest, toughest guys in the league. And for McIntyre, he knows that they've had a fight in the past. When Bugard was with Minnesota, they fought. And McIntyre's known for months that this game is on the schedule. Once this year, these 2 will get together. And McIntyre knew that he had to get ready for this, and Bugard was finally able to get his right hand free, his right arm free, and he hit him with 3 or 4 big rights.
Steve McIntyre, Ranger fans will know that he spent some time in the Ranger organization, was in training camp with the team a couple of years ago, and that is basically his forte in the league, is to drop the gloves and take on the tough guys. Step up there by Anisimov leads to an odd man rush. Here comes Hemsky, centered, and they don't even get a shot away as Horkoff lost possession of the puck.
Now the Ranger forwards coming back really helped. Hemsky tried to go back with it. By that time, the Ranger forward got all the way back. That was a 3-on-1. and no shot for Hemsky or the Oilers.
Another turnover by Taylor Hall in his own end. Leads to Callahan with the puck left side toward the net. Gloved by Hobby Bulin, who's able to cover up as Anisimov gets into it with Peckham in front.
Well, that was deflected by Anisimov. The shot by Callahan. Anisimov, we've seen him this year, how adept he is in front of the net at deflecting shots, passes, and it looked to me like he got a piece of that one. But just prior to that, you see all the Rangers, they get caught. Everybody gets caught down here. And now here come the Oilers. 3-on-1 break. And look at Dubinsky come back. The other players come back. And eventually right there, and by the time the puck is dropped back, the Rangers have all 5 players back into a defensive position. And then there's the deflection by Anisimov. And he draws a lot of attention in front.
Christensen, Frolov, and Gabrick for the Rangers. On this faceoff, which is to the right of Nikolai Hobby-Bulin. Andrew Cogliano steps into the faceoff circle, and the Rangers win the draw. And there's an interference penalty they're going to call off the faceoff as Marian Gabrick.
He gets the penalty, John.
Yeah, set a moving pick, and as Delzato went for the puck, Gabrick was whistled for interference.
He and Gilbert Brulé. Brulé tries to get through. Gabrick, and I'll tell you, here's the other thing. That was a slew foot, even though Gabrick deserved the penalty. But you see Brulé with the slew foot. The left leg behind the legs of Gabrick, and down he went. That's a dangerous play. And no question, Gabrick was guilty of interference.
So the Oilers now on their third power play of the night, 0 for 2, only 2 shots on their first 2 power play attempts. They work the puck left side, Dustin Penner. Left half boards now down low. They try to put it in front. Good play by Boyle, who read the pass to Cogliano and sticked it away.
And Stahl also getting the stick down and deflecting it.
Plus backhands it deeper. Ranger forwards will change it up once Boyle comes back into position. Ruslan Fedotenko on ice as well for the Rangers. Stahl throws a hit on the blue line as Tom Gilbert winds it all the way around, and it comes all the way back into the Oilers zone. 45 seconds gone by, and the penalty to Marian Gabrick. Coming up on 16 minutes remaining third period, Rangers with a 5-2 lead. That one swatted away, and now a race for the puck, and Hobby Bulin will get there first. Comes way out of the net. And hands it off to Gilbert. Fedotenko and Stepan, the 2 Ranger penalty killers up front.
That's just continuous pressure by the Rangers to cause the turnovers. Pressure inside their own blue line, pressure up the ice. You saw Gilbert almost throw it into the empty net because he was getting pressure with Hobby Bulin, had come out of the net to play the puck.
35 seconds remaining in the penalty to Gabrick. Gilbert will start it again. Through center, off Hemsky's stick. Now picked up by Taylor Hall, but there's an offside call with 27 seconds remaining in the penalty.
Well, Stahl and Girardi have been tremendous in this game. Stahl in front of the net, 18. Watch the stick. Down to the ice, deflects it, and that allows the Rangers to easily clear the zone.
Face off in the neutral zone in the final 27 seconds of the penalty. That puck is wound in by Curtis Foster, all the way around to the left side. Dubinsky goes for it. Knocks it away from Ryan Whitney and back to center. Girardi to the corner. Jones was there as well, but it's all Rangers on the puck as Brandon Dubinsky starts it out. He has Stahl with him. Dubinsky tries to make the move on Foster instead. Puts it deeper, and that ends the penalty as Marian Gabrick steps out of the box. Rangers have killed off all 3 Edmonton power plays. Jordan Eberle past him into the Ranger zone. Eminger back for it. Jones on him, and now to Marian Gabrick, who has 2 goals in the game. Eric Christensen with 3 assists on the evening, or the afternoon, I should say, and he has the puck sticked away. Gets it right back in the corner, dumps it deeper for Alex Frolov. Frolov with the wraparound. That one deflected away. Jason Strudwick. And now to center. Delzato left side. Michael Delzato gains the blue line, dumps it in. Around it goes. Christensen and Brulé come together. Eric Christensen away with the puck. Couple spin moves. Now Gabrick deeper for Frolov. Behind the net is Steve Eminger. Rangers have it set up. Gaborik off to the left post. Frolov the right one, and that one's slapped on net. Bobby Bulin makes the stop and is able to cover up. 13 minutes, 47 seconds remaining, third period. Rangers lead is 5-2.
Throughout his career, Alex Frolov has scored the majority of his goals around the net. That's how he gets this one. The top of the crease, strong on the stick, takes it. Now, he also uses his body well. Watch what he does here. He'll back up into the defender so that the defender can't hit him. That way, he protects the puck. He's big at well over 210 pounds. He's strong. They just need him. He scored his third goal, and certainly the Rangers want him, and he's trying to start scoring more goals at a little bit a better level than he has to start the season.
That one bounces back to center. I remember what Sean Avery told me in the preseason. He said, having played with Alex Frolov in Los Angeles, not only can he score goals, but he scores important goals. He scores goals that aren't just window dressing goals. And the Rangers, you're right, haven't seen that in the first 15, 16 games so far. But this is the kind of thing, a goal today from Alex Frolov, that he can start to get on a roll and feel better about himself, because he would admit he was as frustrated as any player the Rangers have had around here all season.
Yeah, well, you know John Tortorella, he's blunt in his assessment of players and his team, both positively and negatively when they're not playing well. He hasn't said a bad word about Frolov's play this season.
Toward the net, that one deflected away, and Sean Avery with the puck.
But maybe there's something that I haven't read. No, but in saying that,
right.
he says, listen, he's working hard, he's trying hard. They do want him to shoot the puck more from outside if he can. So they're working on that with him. But other than that, they're not faulting his effort in any way.
Penner tries to poke it ahead. Instead, it's the Rangers in their own zone with Matt Gilroy. With 12 and a half minutes remaining here in the third period, and the Rangers with a 5-2 lead. 4 goals in the second. Marian Gaborik has 2 on the evening. Anisimov, Boyle, and Frolov, the other goal scorers. Big hit behind the net. Puck out in front and slid just wide. Anisimov was there. Dubinsky as well. Now to the point. Toward the net. That one deflects wide as well as Michael Sauer put it in traffic.
All that started with the hit by Dubinsky. Edmonton had good control of the puck, time to make a play, and Dubinsky's hit popped the puck free, and the Rangers had a good opportunity to score another one.
Rangers have Christensen, Frolov, Gaborik back on ice. That one flipped into the zone by Colin Fraser. Back to the point and passed. Curtis Foster couldn't get his stick on it, all the way back for Bobby Bulin. Foster up the boards. Everly slides cross ice. That's Vladislav Schmidt. He's able to avoid a hit. Now that one toward the net and covered up by Marty Biron with 11:19 remaining here in the third period.
Now the Rangers forecheck. We've talked so much about it. And then there's the hit by Dubinsky. Gets right on top of the Oiler defenseman, Ryan Whitney. Hits him, then gets help from the rest of his teammates. And he knows that was a good shift.
Well, coming up, it's the Foxwoods Final Five. You can go to foxwoods.com for special offers now. So stay tuned for that here on Rangers Hockey with 11:19 remaining here in the third, and the Rangers with a 5-2 lead. Bugard and Stortini have a couple words. And, you know, Zach Stortini, as we said, no stranger.
McIntyre says, you go over the boards. McIntyre wants to fight again.
Pounds down on, and there they go. Immediately dropped the gloves and grappled right at it. In fact, Bugard just now gets his other glove off. This is round 2 between 2 of the heavyweights in the NHL. And whereas the last time Bugard had his right hand extended to keep McIntyre away, this has been all in close so far, now in front of the Rangers bench.
You see how strong McIntyre is as he can push Bugard to the boards.
Now they're extended again as McIntyre throws a left and Bugard a right.
Well, McIntyre can throw with both hands.
Bugard throws a heavy right, and his sweater is up around his shoulders.
He's tired. They both are. Look at them. I mean, they both are to the point where they can't lift their arms.
Oh, boy. That's some way to make a living, isn't it?
Now, Stortini had been lined up against Bugard, and right there, that's Stortini, 46, and McIntyre says, wait a second, you go over there. I'll take care of this. I want another shot at the big guy, and it didn't take long. Look at McIntyre talking to him right there. Bugard says, fine, let's go. That's over 500 pounds of human beings. And they went for a long, long time. They got to a point where they were just so tired out. Look at neither of them can they just look at McIntyre.
I wonder if McIntyre whispered at him and said, I'll see you in 5 minutes.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, you would hope. So they both get 5 for fighting at 8:46. And we return to hockey as Hemsky tries to spin away and the Rangers take it and flip it back to center. 11 minutes remaining here in the third as Hobby Bullen touches up behind his own goal. Gilbert up the middle for Hemsky. And he starts out for Taylor Hall. Rishat Bandon. Now Horkoff for Hall. Taylor Hall, 19 years of age today. Now Anisimov along the boards, only to the point. Spin pass, there's Hall, and his attempted pass to the corner, knocked away by Mark Stahl, who goes forward again. Good forechecking shift here by the Oilers as the Rangers try to gain possession enough to get it out of their zone.
No shots, though. When the play was to the outside, they had the puck. They were able to keep the puck, but they weren't able to penetrate. Stahl and Girardi can do that to you.
And that offensive line for the Oilers goes off the ice. Rangers have Gaborik on the ice as well. Gaborik is actually in the position where Bugard was. He's alongside Stepan and Avery, getting double shifted here with 2 goals so far in the game. Out to the point. Gaborik just misses that pass attempt, and then the shot deflected away by Steve Eminger. Rangers dump it in, and it's touched up for an icing call with 9:33 remaining here in the third period. Well, today on MSG Network, you can catch the best moments from the Boomer and Carton Show, presented by Allstate. It comes today after the Mercedes Rangers postgame show, which follows us right here on MSG.
You saw Avery and Gaborik having a conversation. Avery, that wasn't a bad icing. He tried to fire it down to the corner in hopes that Gaborik could get to it first to go for his third goal.
Couple different Oilers calling for the puck. The kick saved there by Biron. 2 attempts by Jones in the crease. Puck still loose, and it finally squirts to the right side.
Those are good saves. And then Biron, I think, reached behind him with his goal stick to make sure the puck would not enter the net.
Biron has stopped 15 shots here in the game. Gaborik dumps it in, and Derek Stepan in on the forecheck. Avery with a huge hit along the boards as he took down Colin Fraser.
Now Schmid wants to fight Avery.
And Avery knows with a 5-2 lead, it's probably not worth it. They continue to have words, and now they drop the gloves. Avery throws one punch and knocks Schmid to the ice.
I think Avery surprised him. I think that Avery said that he wasn't going to fight or something along those lines. Schmid relaxed and maybe started to turn. And Avery surprised him with a big right hand.
When you see Avery waving that right hand, looks like he might have heard it. We'll be back in a moment on MSG. While we were away, emotions exploded here at the Garden. All 10 players on the ice went after each other. The main event was Zach Stortini and Brandon Frust at center ice.
I think there was another one going on around the front, in front of the bench, Oiler bench. And I think what started it was as Avery was going off the ice, I believe, was it Stortini that went after him?
Ryan Whitney first had something to say, and then everybody on the Edmonton area did.
Well, this was the hit on Fraser by Avery. And then Schmidt wanted to fight and then kind of skated away and was not ready to after the challenge. I think that he thought, well, maybe nothing was going to happen, and Avery surprised him with a right hand. Down he went. And then when they sorted everything out, Avery starts going one way. Whitney is there. And let's see it. Oh, Peckham jumps in there, and then everybody gets together. And Stortini and Prust. Remember, Prust played for Calgary, and that's a great pardon me. Oh, and then in the background you have John Tortorella. He's trying to get everything settled down. They're trying to keep. Ryan Whitney went over and said something to Avery.
And clearly you can tell.
Peckham come off the bench. I think he might have come off the bench. And so he went after Avery, and then everybody gets paired up.
Clearly the Oilers took offense, Joe, to the fact that Avery initially didn't fight Schmidt and then did.
That's right. And again, the rivalry between Edmonton and Calgary is where Prust and Stortini remember each other well. And Boyle does a nice job. He gets in there on Peckham. Whitney gets involved. They all pair up.
And then
Dubinsky was involved also.
Linesman Johnny Murray actually went off the ice and made sure he got Avery away from what had happened once he got off the ice. So Johnny Murray really jumped in and got Avery away.
All right, and here, I believe this is Peckham here, standing next to Hobby Boone. Remember, we went to a commercial break, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Edmonton has 8 players on the ice at the time.
And it's Boyle who pulled Peckham away, and eventually they went at it right in front of the Edmonton bench.
Right, and then Boyle and Peckham went at it in front of Tom Rennie's bench.
And while that was happening, Steve Eminger was involved in front of the Rangers bench. Sean Avery was having to be led into the tunnel area because he was between the two benches off the ice, and linesman Johnny Murray actually went off the ice to get him away.
So Edmonton did not like the hit Avery put on the Fraser. On Fraser. Schmidt came over and challenged him, and it almost looked like Schmidt thought, after the challenge, that there wasn't going to be a fight. Like Avery turned him down, so he was kind of sideways, and then Avery surprised him with a right hand. Here comes the hit. Right there. It looked like a clean hit. It was a hard hit, but it looked like a clean hit from the side. Fraser didn't have a problem with it. He went down. That seemed to be okay. But we've seen this before when hard hits can lead to other things. Schmidt comes over right here and challenges him. And it didn't look like Avery was going to do anything. And Schmidt then kind of looked the other way and kind of started skating away. And then by that time, Avery goes after him, and Schmidt, he just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. He didn't think he was going to be a fight. He was ready the first time. Then when he thought Avery wasn't going to fight, Avery looked the other way. Schmidt started to go the other way. And Avery surprised him with a right hand. And that's what led to this. He's being escorted off the ice. Ryan Whitney didn't like it. He's normally not a pugilist. But some of the other players were, including Stortini and Brandon Prust. And that thing went on for a good couple of minutes. Eminger, as you mentioned, John, at the bench. Tortorella is behind the bench. He's trying to keep Dubinsky from getting involved.
He's keeping his bench players back from getting involved what's going on the ice, so as to not have more things happen. Because Fraser started throwing punches at Dubinsky at that point.
Yeah. Well, Dubinsky did not go over the boards, or did not reach over the boards to get involved. I mean, I think Dubinsky got grabbed. So I think if you start thinking of, there's got to be some suspensions and something like this. I think Dubinsky's okay because it looked like Dubinsky was grabbed first by Frazier. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of sorting out to be done. The referees will certainly get help from the linesmen. Now they had. This is where the referees wish they had, six eyes, because there was stuff going on all over the place. This is that's as close to being an old-time episode as you'll see. And at the time, and again, we were in a commercial timeout. And so Edmonton had 8 players on the ice, including their goaltender.
Right.
And so that's why it looked like the Rangers initially were outnumbered on the play.
And it was the fact that Avery was being led off the ice between the two benches into the dressing room, into the runway area. That escalated things when Whitney came over. And then that's when all 10 players, or even more on the ice, got involved. So again, the original penalties were going to be Avery and Schmid, and then everything else after that happened. Right now there are 5 Rangers and 5 Oilers on the ice, and we drop the puck and continue with 8:40 remaining here in the third period. And you wonder on a shift-by-shift basis what kind of carryover that will have in a 3-goal game in the final 8.5 minutes.
Is this a no-fault state?
Well, both sides will fault the other, I can tell you that. But yes, that's correct. Hemsky right side, his slap shot, wide. And all the way back into the Oilers zone. Probably easier right now to tell you who is on the ice for the Rangers. Christensen jumps over the boards, Gaborik as well, and Alex Frolov. Stahl and Girardi are back. Hemsky into the zone. That shot all the way through as Biron watches it go wide. Borkoff and Frolov there, and now they lead pass for Gaborik just off the mark. Don't forget, Marian Gaborik has 2 in the game. Maybe the Rangers looking for a hat trick. Here's Frolov down the middle. He scores! Another giveaway inside the Edmonton zone, and Alex Frolov scores his second of the night. It's 6-2 Rangers.
I believe this one will be unassisted. This looked like a giveaway to me. Harvey Bullen comes out, and he'll throw it around the boards. And which Edmonton player has it? Tom Gilbert? I think it's Tom Gilbert that has it, and that's a terrible giveaway. Tom Gilbert's a defenseman, and watch him. He's going to get hit. He just throws it to the middle of the ice. Boy, you have to be sure on those passes, and Tom Gilbert put it right onto the stick of Frolov for his second of the game.
So 2 for Gaborik, 2 for Frolov, and the Rangers have a 6-2 lead. The goal is unassisted at 12:14. It is an unassisted goal, 12:13 the time of the goal. Unassisted at 12:14. So Alex Frolov, who had 2 on the season coming into today's game, has 2 more, 4 overall, and the Rangers have a 4-goal lead. Stepan slaps it in. Fedotenko is on the ice for the Rangers, along with Stepan, Matt Gilroy, Michael Sauer as well. That one in front, and they score again! Ruslan Fedotenko wasn't even sure it went in, but it did, and the Ranger lead is now 7-2.
It was a delayed reaction, you're right. Again, the pressure by the Rangers, and Edmonton couldn't clear the zone. Around the boards, Fedotenko goes after Gilbert. As the puck comes around the boards, kept in by the Rangers, Fedotenko went right back to the high slot, and his shot might have surprised Javi Bullen. There's the bouncing puck. Stepan just throws it to Fedotenko. Tom Gilbert got back there. Did it hit him? Might have, but it certainly surprised Javi Bullen. That's one he should have had.
So after the melee, the Rangers score twice, and it's now 7-2. Inside the final 7 minutes here of the third period. And this game and this day can't end soon enough for Tom Rennie and the Edmonton Oilers.
Now this is the 5th game of their trip. Final game of the trip. They'll come away with 1 win. In Chicago. Not an easy place to win.
Along the boards, Fedotenko slides it in and goes to the bench. Christensen on ice. Gaborik and Frolov as well. Those two both in search of a hat trick, perhaps. Gaborik through center. 1-on-3, goes for the puck, and it's taken away by Gilbert. Through center now for Horkoff. His shot kicked away, left pad save by Marty Biron. Hit by Eminger on Hemsky. Step up by Strudwick. Taylor Hall along the boards. Now the breakout for Gaborik. He's in on a breakaway. Marian Gaborik scores! It's a hat trick from Marian Gaborik.
What a pass from Frolov. On the boards, and Frolov with about a 60-foot pass right on the tape of Gaborik. Here's the play on the boards. Eminger starts it. Frolov gets it, turns, and fires a bullet right on target. And Gaborik does the rest. What a day it's been at Madison Square Garden. 8 goals for the Rangers, 3 by that man. You could tell from his opening shifts that Marian Gaborik was at a high level of play, doing everything, holding on to the puck, making plays, and a deserving third goal. And Frolov's confidence is at a high as well. That was a brilliant pass. What kind of hat is that?
Christmas. A little early here in New York. Throw whatever you can put on your head, right? And here's the day for Marian Gaborik, huh?
Gaborik was good right from the start. He just wouldn't be denied, holding on to the puck. This move here was a thing of beauty after Christensen sent him in on the breakaway. And then good play by Eminger. Now here's the pass. Good defensive play and perfect pass. What a release. Wow, what a day at the Garden. These fans got quiet for a few minutes in the second period when Edmonton scored goals 28 seconds apart to lead 2-1. Listen to this place.
Since then, 7 unanswered goals for the Rangers, 4 in the second, 3 more here in the third. And now Matt Gilroy after it. He's got Gilroy playing in a forward spot because of all the Ranger forwards who were off the ice after the complete melee that ensued here in the third. Now Fedotenko knocked down hard from behind, and they're going to call a penalty here as he was taken down hard.
5 minutes for fighting.
And with 5:06 left, the Rangers will go on a power play. We'll tell you all about it when we come back with 5:06 remaining. Alex Frolov with a goal. His second of the game. Ruslan Fedotenko with a goal. It's 8-2 Rangers. Marian Gaborik with the hat trick. Summary, and when you score 8 goals, you figure you're going to have a good plus-minus rating. Gaborik has a hat trick and assist at a +5. Frolov's a +5 with 2 and 2. Eric Christensen is a +5 with 3 assists as well. And now the Rangers will go back to the power play, up 8-2.
Well, that combination has worked. They tried it in training camp a number of different times. Sometimes it looked like it would work. Other times it did not. But I think more than anything, Frolov and Gaborik seem to have something in training camp together.
Ladies and gentlemen, correction on the Rangers penalty.
Callahan back to Eminger, across now for Gilroy. It's Eminger and Gilroy at the points. And it's Callahan now right side. Cross ice, it goes Gilroy. Eminger. Gilroy cross ice Callahan. Now he looks for step-on. Horkoff got in the way of that pass.
Now they just announced that Brandon Dubinsky's penalty was not a game misconduct, but a 10-minute misconduct. That's why he is out of the game right now. A 10-minute misconduct for Dubinsky.
So the faceoff back in center with 4:38 remaining. Rangers have scored 8 goals on 29 shots against Nikolai Khabibulin, who continues to stand in goal for the Edmonton Oilers. Meanwhile, 2 goals for the Oilers on 18 shots against Marty Biron. Cross ice, Foster, slap shot, blocker saved by Biron. Rangers have Anisimov, Christensen, and Fedotenko up front. Here's Christensen, just a step ahead of the play and offside. 1:09 remaining on the boarding penalty to Andrew Cogliano, 4:15 remaining in the third.
Well, if you're an Edmonton Oiler goaltender, as Fedotenko continues to play well, you face numerous high-quality scoring chances against on a game-by-game basis as this team continues to grow and learn. And that's what it is, an experience, how to defend. You have to know how to defend no matter how good offensively you are, and that's what Edmonton is going through.
You said just some disastrous turnovers in their own zone and the neutral zone that we've seen today that have led to Ranger opportunities, and certainly at least 3 of the goals the direct result of turnovers in their own end. 3 Rangers along the boards, 3 Oilers as well. Fedotenko got knocked down, got right back up. Christensen to the puck, but he lost it, and it's cleared down ice. The final 30 seconds of the Ranger power play. Anisimov to Fedotenko. That one poked away by Gilbert, who's able to clear it. Hemsky tries to go forward, and instead that one put on goal, and Biron able to stick it away. Cross ice it goes, Hemsky again. Steps into a wrist shot, knocked down in front. And here comes Callahan the other way. Final 10 seconds, Callahan 1-on-3 as the Rangers were making a change. Frolov is on the ice along with Stepan.
You know, we saw John Tortorella. Oops, another turnover.
Another opportunity, and this one stopped by Nikolai Khabibulin with 3:01 remaining. And remember, you're watching the Foxwoods Final 5. We urge you to go to foxwoods.com for special offers right now.
Now, just prior to this power play, we saw a shot of John Tortorella kind of having a little bit of a conversation with Marian Gaborik. I think he was saying, because Gaborik was turning around saying, you want me on the ice for the power play? Tortorella, I don't think, put him out there. He's already got 3. He doesn't want to rub it in Tom running space. Now he gave the other players that were there, Fedotenko, an opportunity on the power play.
Callahan hit hard into the boards with his head down by Tom Gilbert. Prompted a roar from the crowd. Callahan back on his skates. He's okay as the Oilers chip it into the Ranger zone.
I think he's a little shaken up, though, John. He just kind of coasted back into his own zone. He was slow to get up.
Now Derek Stepan skates away with the puck.
He's going to go to the bench now. I mean, he hasn't taken many strides since he took that hit. He's a tough kid, but I think that one hurt.
Maybe some lingering impact from the injury that forced him out of a game a week or so ago. Similar kind of hit as well.
He plays such a hard game. If he's not getting hit, he's administering those types of hits.
Ranger try to work the puck down toward the net. Now, don't forget, coming up immediately following Rangers hockey, it's the Mercedes postgame show. Al Troutwig will host. We'll hear from the Rangers in the dressing room. I'm sure there'll be a lot to say after this one. We'll also hear from John Tortorella, his press conference. Analysis from Dave Maloney and Joe Micheletti as well. It's coming up immediately after Rangers hockey here on MSG. Christensen with the puck. Minute 38 remaining. We'll see if we can get through the rest of this game without further incident. And Sam Gagner carries to center and flips in. Biron gloves it and drops it down. Nice play along the boards by Dan Girardi, and that's the exact play the Rangers worked on in practice yesterday, not letting the opposition step out from behind the net. Anisimov taken down in front of the Oilers bench. Into the Ranger zone, drop pass, and that shot by Eberle deflected away before it got to Marty Biron with 62 seconds remaining here in the third.
Now Ryan Callahan took a hard hit right here. Pushes him once, pushes again, and then there's one where he went down on the push. And he looked slow to get up. He was coasting back into his own zone. Seems to be okay on the bench.
Last minute of play in the period.
Again, the Mercedes Rangers postgame show follows us right here, and we're inside the final minute. We'll have all the reaction from the Ranger dressing room and from their head coach as well after what will be an ultimately satisfying win for the Rangers. 45 seconds as the puck jumps into the Ranger bench.
I think you have to go back to what John Tortorella told us before the game. what he said to his team yesterday about this early game and about this being one of those trap games. Edmonton not having a good road trip. They're last in the Western Conference, but they're a young team with talent. And his message yesterday got this team ready to play today, and they came out physical. They came out with pressure. They came out and they played good, solid defense to start the game, and eventually their offense took over.
And it's going to be a 30-second ovation from the fans because they are on their feet already here to cheer on the Rangers, who had 21 hits in the first period alone, who trailed it 2-1 early in the second period, but since then, 7 consecutive goals for an 8-2 game in the final 10 seconds. One more defensive play from Michael Sauer. Hemsky puts it in front off the side of the net. The buzzer sounds, and that is it. So the Rangers are able to skate away with an 8-2 victory over the Tom Rennie-led Edmonton Oilers. And for a man who had so many emotions coming into this building today, his return to Madison Square Garden after spending so much of his professional career here at this building, certainly a very bitter taste for him as he leaves.
Well, he's a good man. He's a good friend to a lot of people, and he loves the Rangers organization, but he knows what he has. He knows that this is not a championship team he's coaching. He knows that it's a team that's rebuilding. And for the Rangers, you go up and down the roster. The great start we talked about. Mark Stahl was excellent, in particular in the first period. They came out hitting. They had 21 hits in the first period. They pinned Edmonton in their own zone. They kept the pressure on throughout. And right to the end of the game, they didn't change the way they played.
So Marty Biron gets the win, his second straight for the Rangers and his second straight on home ice, and that's important as well, that the Rangers back up a win with another win here at MSG. 8-2 the final. The shot total final was 30 for the Rangers and 20 for the Edmonton Oilers. And again, stick around because coming up immediately following Rangers hockey, it's the Rangers postgame show sponsored by Mercedes. We'll have Al Troutwig hosting, and we'll hear from the Rangers in the dressing room. And our 3 stars of the game is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers on the web at searchmercedes.com. And good for Eric Christensen, who has been up and down throughout the course of the season. Eric Christensen with a terrific team distributing the puck. He's the 3rd star. Number 2 star, Alex Frolov.
Well, Frolov was, he's been searching for those goals, searching for opportunities to score. Maybe his 2-goal game tonight and the great pass, the assist he had to that man right there, Marian Gaborik. And what a game. John, that first shift he had where he took the puck from the red line, skated by a couple of people, had a shot saved, and then got his own rebound and scored. And then later on, he was so determined to have a big game, and he followed through.
And here's the video evidence. It's time for the Timberland Pros Stay on Your Feet play of the game. And it is Marian Gaborik, who started from the very first shift, as you said, in the first period, and there's tenacity in front, scores the first, and it was just a jump start for him.
Yeah, that was the first one, the quick hands. Here's Christensen that makes a good defensive play and sends Gaborik in all alone, who made a beautiful move on Hobby Bulin. That was number 2. And then this time it was Frolov to Gaborik. And this time the quick release by Gaborik beats Hobby Bulin for his hat-trick goal.
Timberland Pro Endurance boots are built with anti-fatigue technology to help you stay on your feet all day long. Check them out at stayonyourfeet.com. Rangers 8, Oilers 2, the final here in the matinee at the Garden on Kids Day at MSG. Now stay tuned for the Mercedes Rangers postgame.